Well, listener, I'm glad you asked. I think it's a fascinating fight. Before people get carried away with what I'm going to say, I want to say Pereira is obviously the favorite, right? The most likely scenario is Pereira finds a way to get the job done against Ankalaev. But there are some issues with the fight. I mean, number one, I think Ankalaev is a good grappler, and he's an unorthodox striker. Jan Blagovic, and I've said this a lot on this channel, clearly beat Pereira in my mind, either 2-1 or even 3-0. And he did it in a very specific way. He spent the first round taking him down and staying on top of him. Second round was probably Pereira's best round. In the last round, I think Pereira was so tired from grappling in the first round that Blagovic was able to bounce left hooks off his head almost at will. And, the world and the judges kind of ignored it. Why? What? Because there were big plans for Pereira. And since that time, Pereira's gone on to fulfill those big plans, right? He became champion, defended it like 3 times in 6 months or whatever it is. And he's been the biggest star that UFC has to offer. So, Ankalaev is a unique test for him. Ankalaev and Blagovic, obviously in Brazil, they fought for the vacant title and they had a draw. And the UFC was so disgusted with the fight that they weren't the ones to fight for the vacant title next, which I think is hilarious. But they did want to put Pereira in that star position. They've got him there. I think Ankalaev has all the things he needs to beat Pereira, but he's got to come out like Jan did. He's got to take Pereira down round 1, force him down there and win the round based on, lay and pray, if you will. Then the second round, he's got to come out and weather whatever storm Alex has. And the third round, if Alex is tired from that grappling, obviously it's a 5-round fight, so it's going to be different than the Jan fight. But do I think he's got a chance of winning? I absolutely do. It's very interesting. Let's talk about the co-main too. Gaethje versus Fiziev. Fiziev is absolutely exciting. I love him. You see his traditional martial arts roots when he does his striking. A lot, I do a lot of that stuff. Not so much since I'm old, but I think Fiziev is an absolutely thrilling fighter. That having been said, when you're thrilling, you leave holes open. And Gaethje's a very basic fighter, right? It's leg kick or I bash you down. That's his whole game. And he's a good wrestler, so he can ignore the takedown, so to speak, right? But usually simplicity can beat that over style. Do I think Gaethje's style is going to be better than Fiziev's? I do, because it's less complex. Fiziev does wild stuff, spinning kicks and whatnot, and I think in the end, Gaethje's straight ahead, bang, bang, shoot 'em up style is going to take Fiziev out. But like I said, guys, we'll see. It could go either way. Fiziev could outslick him. Ankalaev could lay and pray. I mean, this is an interesting card this weekend. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light.